Shocking moment. Sarah Ferguson storms out of interview after question over scandal. Welcome back, royal watchers, to Crown Chronicles, the home of royal revelations, palace intrigue, and the untold stories behind Britain's most famous family. If you love uncovering the truth behind the crowns, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because today's story is one that left both viewers and palace insiders stunned. What started as a calm, polished interview with the Duchess of York turned into a royal meltdown that's now the talk of the nation. It all began earlier this week when Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, fondly known as Fergie, appeared for what was meant to be a heartfelt television interview about her latest charity work. Dressed elegantly in a deep emerald dress, she arrived smiling, poised, and seemingly ready to show the world how far she's come since her scandal-filled past. But what no one expected was that just 20 minutes later, she would storm off the set in visible anger, leaving producers scrambling and the audience in stunned silence. As the cameras rolled, the host began with friendly questions, asking about her daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, and their growing roles as modern royals. Sarah responded warmly, speaking with pride about her daughters' strength and grace, even hinting at how close they've remained as a family despite years of royal turbulence. But then, the interviewer steered the conversation in a direction that would ignite a storm. With a slight pause, the host asked, "Sarah, you've spoken a lot about forgiveness and growth, but do you ever regret how the scandals of the past affected not only you but also the royal family as a whole?" For a moment, there was silence. Sarah's expression changed, the warmth disappeared, replaced by a flash of discomfort. She smiled politely, but her voice took on a cooler tone. "I think we've all made mistakes," she began. "What matters is how we learn from them and what we do next." The host, sensing hesitation, pressed further. "Of course," they said. "But some say the image of the monarchy still carries the weight of those controversies, especially now, with renewed scrutiny around Prince Andrew. Do you ever feel partly responsible for that legacy?" And that was the moment everything changed. Fergie's eyes narrowed. She took a deep breath, leaned slightly forward, and said sharply, "I came here to talk about charity and new beginnings. Not to dig up old wounds. That's not what this was supposed to be about." When the interviewer tried to interject, she cut them off, saying firmly, "You know what? This is exactly why people struggle to move on. You want redemption stories, but you won't let anyone have them." Then, in a move that left viewers absolutely speechless, Sarah removed her microphone, stood up, and walked off the set, live. On camera. The host sat frozen, producers' voices could be faintly heard in the background, and the studio audience was dead silent. Within minutes, clips of the moment began circulating on social media. By the evening, Sarah Ferguson was trending across the UK and beyond. The reactions were explosive. Some viewers called it her most human moment yet, raw, emotional, and justified. "Good for her," one tweet read. "She's been hounded for decades. Let her live." Others, however, accused her of being dramatic, saying that she knew the topic would eventually come up. "If you sit down for an interview, expect tough questions," another user wrote. "Storming off only feeds the headlines she's trying to escape." But behind the public debate lies a much deeper story, one that explains exactly why this moment hit such a nerve for Sarah. Since her marriage to Prince Andrew in 1986, Fergie has lived a life under relentless scrutiny. Once celebrated as the bubbly, down-to-earth duchess who brought warmth to the royal family, her reputation crumbled in 1992 when paparazzi captured compromising photos of her with an American businessman. The scandal rocked the monarchy at a time when it could least afford more bad press. She was swiftly ostracized from royal duties and, for years, painted as the family's embarrassment, yet somehow, through resilience and charm, Sarah fought her way back. She built a successful career as a writer, reinvented herself as a motivational speaker, and became known for her charity work, especially her efforts supporting children's causes and cancer research. Over the years, her relationship with Prince Andrew remained remarkably close, even after their divorce. The two still live together at Royal Lodge in Windsor, sharing a bond many describe as unbreakable. But that closeness hasn't come without criticism, especially in light of Prince Andrew's own controversies in recent years. And it's this tangled history, the love, the scandals, the royal politics, that made the interviewer's question such a sore point. Sarah has long struggled to escape the shadow of her past and the constant comparisons to other royal women like Princess Diana and Camilla. Queen Consort, both of whom faced their own trials under public scrutiny. After the interview fiasco, sources close to the Duchess revealed that she felt ambushed. One insider told reporters she agreed to the appearance under the understanding it would focus on her charity work, not her past mistakes. She felt cornered. Another added, Sarah's been trying so hard to move forward, this just reopened old wounds she thought had finally healed. But what makes this story even more fascinating is how the palace responded. According to a royal correspondent, there was a mix of sympathy and frustration within royal circles. Some senior aides reportedly felt that Sarah's reaction was understandable, while others believed it risked overshadowing her daughter's positive royal engagements. Buckingham Palace, predictably, refused to comment. The media, of course, wasted no time spinning the moment into a fresh royal drama. Headlines like Duchess of York loses temper on live TV and Fergie storms out, again dominated front pages. But beyond the sensationalism, this incident has reignited conversations about the human cost of royal life. How much scrutiny is too much? And how long must someone pay for past mistakes before being allowed peace? What's certain is that Sarah Ferguson remains one of the most unpredictable, and resilient, figures in the British royal story. For all her flaws and fiery temper, she has never stopped showing a side of the monarchy that feels real, imperfect, and deeply human. Perhaps that's why people continue to be drawn to her, even after all these years. By the following morning, Sarah's spokesperson released a short statement saying, the Duchess felt that the interview turned in a direction that was unfair and unproductive. She wishes to focus on her ongoing charitable commitments. Meanwhile, TV networks were reportedly flooded with calls from producers eager to book her for follow-up appearances, proving once again that, love her or not, Fergie's name still commands attention. As the dust settles, one thing is clear, Sarah Ferguson has once again reminded the world that she cannot be silenced or neatly packaged into the royal mold. Whether this moment damages her reputation or reignites her public sympathy remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, no one will forget the day the Duchess of York walked off set and left the world talking. So, what do you think, royal watchers? Did Sarah go too far, or was she right to take a stand? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into royal drama, make sure to subscribe to Crown Chronicles, where we bring you the truth, the tension, and the tales the palace doesn't want you to know. Until next time, stay curious, stay regal, and keep your crowns polished. Crown me a